Hi everyone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about starting your file. So the first thing that I have done is I've done a search for postcard sizes, and then I've chosen to click into one of those. GotPrint is actually a company that I use anytime that I'm doing kind of projects like postcards. Their quality is high and their prices are cheap. So you can see that these are some of their sizes. And so I am going to choose to do a 5x7. So the 5x7 is the size, the final design size. But when we put a design together, we are always going to give you a little space on either side. So we're going to come in here into Photoshop and talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to go into print, and because we're doing print, that's going to give me the ability to design in CMYK. You always, anytime you're doing print, it should be designing in CMYK. That is cyan, magenta, yellow, and the K is black. I don't know why they didn't do CMYB. It doesn't flow as well though. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to do a width of 7 and a height of 5. Usually those vertical postcards don't work, but sometimes they do, which means that if you're doing vertical on the front, you have to do vertical on the back. But again, we're not doing 5x7. We're doing 5.25, and we're going to do 7.25. And the reason why is that 2.5 is going to give us just a little wiggle room. When you print, things can shift around, and that's going to give us a 0.125 all the way around. That's 1/8 of an inch. That is the standard design. We know that we're designing in 300. When you guys are designing your projects, you don't have to design in 300 because sometimes it can mess up the resolution. But know that when you are designing professionally, the resolution is always 300 when you go to print for something that is printed. So we're going to hit create, and we're going to pop that up. And then I'm actually going to, my rulers are showing. I was getting ready to say, I'm going to show my rulers, but they're already there. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to go ahead, and so that's 1/2 inch, that is 1/4 of an inch, and that's 1/8 of an inch. Go ahead and give yourself that space all the way around it, so that you know that all the important stuff is there. Even in a postcard image, I am thinking about something like that. Now, the next thing that you could consider doing is actually giving yourself a guide for, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to set the 0 points here. It's just like Illustrator. I'm going to give myself a 1/2 an inch, which is right there, all the way around. And that is because I know that I don't want anything to move around beyond that point. So all the important stuff like text needs to be within that spot. That means that this is really the important stuff, and then anything out here isn't. This is going to be cut off. This is my safety zone, so that if it shifts, it's not going to look weird. And then this is my main area. Now, one of the things that, and keep in mind, I'm like a safety first. You could probably get away with 1/4 of an inch, but, it is ingrained into me that I need that 1/2 an inch. And the reality is I've been doing graphic design for a really long time, so the technical ability to print has gotten better. So, I'm always a 1/2 an inch if I'm doing a book or a magazine, But for something like this, you can get away with a quarter of an inch, and you should be in great shape. So that allows us to bring in all of our images, but I wanted to talk about the design size versus the cut size, as that is an important aspect for you guys to start, introducing into your daily practice. All right, thank you. Bye.